Hi, Paul from Trekitt here with Harry as usual, and we are up on Hergis Ridge, up above Kington, which is just down there. We've got the Malvern Hills in the distance, we've got the Black Mountains over there behind Harry, and we've got the Shropshire Hills rolling away into the distance behind me. It's quite a stunning spot, if not a little chilly. Harry and I have been up here most of the day. It's getting a bit gloomy, but he assures me that there's enough light for me to do this video. And I'm very glad actually that I'm wearing this Montane anti-freeze jacket because it is cold up here. I've been stood around up here for hours making videos, and this is the last one of the day, and we've saved the warmest jacket for last, which is very appropriate because it's only about 2 or 3 degrees. There's a bit of a wind picking up, and I'm actually just starting to feel nice and toasty and warm in this super lightweight, super packable, highly weather resistant down jacket. I know that sounds contradictory, doesn't it? Weather resistant down jacket, shock horror. Anyway, we'll go into that in more detail later in the video, so stay tuned to get all the facts, all the figures, and understand more about this great warm, lightweight, weather resistant down-filled jacket. Okay, so before I start prattling on about all the techie stuff, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and if you hit the little bell icon, you'll get notifications as soon as we post any new videos. Okay, so what is it? Well, obviously it's a jacket. It's a very warm jacket. It's filled with a 750 plus fill power of some of the finest quality down available. It's super lightweight. It's designed to be one of those jackets that is you can stuff into your pack. Takes up virtually no room at all. Whip it out, lofts up, provides you with instant warmth and protection, or you could use it as a kind of standalone winter jacket. So it's very lightweight, very packable, very warm. Just a really useful jacket for all mountain activities. Okay, what's it made of? Well, let's start with the stuff that I've been prattling on about, this 750 plus fill power hyper dry goose down. It really is beautiful stuff. Goose down is the best you can get, and hyper dry, as the name implies, means that the down, each individual cluster has been treated with a fluorocarbon free hydrophobic treatment, meaning that the down clusters themselves will absorb far less moisture than untreated down, meaning that it'll dry quicker if it does get wet, it'll loft better if it gets wet, and it'll just dry that much quicker if the jacket gets soaking wet. So unlike untreated down, this jacket will still perform even if it gets a bit damp and soggy. However, it doesn't make the jacket waterproof, and we would always recommend, if you're going out and it's going to be wet, which is pretty much every day in the UK, take a waterproof hard shell with you just in case. You don't want the jacket to get soggy. You don't really want to over egg that hyper dry treatment. It's there just as a backup if the down does get a bit damp, but it does improve the performance of the jacket hugely over untreated down. Also, it's worth noting that the down inside the jacket qualifies for the RDS, that's the responsible down standard, just meaning that the birds have had a happy life, they've been nurtured and well looked after, and that you can be sort of reassured that it's a sustainable and environmentally friendly product. And then on the outside of the jacket, providing protection and windproofing and breathability and abrasion resistance, is Pertex Quantum 20D. That's a very lightweight fabric, but don't be fooled, it's still tough. It's got good abrasion resistance. And then on the outside of the jacket, Montane have used the ever reliable Pertex Quantum fabric. They use a 20D version to keep the weight and the pack size as low as possible, but that fabric still does provide great abrasion resistance, windproofing, great breathability. It's downproof as well, so you don't get down leakage out of the jacket. And it just means the jacket feels really light and soft, just like a good down jacket should. and it does pack down super small. I keep banging on about that, don't I? I keep repeating that phrase, and we will show you how small the jacket packs down a little bit later in the video, but it just keeps the weight down, pack size down to an absolute minimum, while still providing abrasion resistance and weather protection. The Pertex Quantum is also treated with a DWR, so that's a durable water repellent. That's a process that's applied to the face fabric just to help rain, snow, sleet, etc. roll off and bead off the jacket, just to help to keep that face fabric and the insulation as dry as possible. And then on the inside of the jacket, Montane have used their own Featherlight mini ripstop nylon fabric, super lightweight fabric that glides easily over layers, and again helps to keep the pack size and the weight to an absolute minimum. In fact, a size medium in this jacket weighs in at just 512 grams, which is pretty light for a jacket with such a high fill power and a good warmth to weight ratio. Okay, let's go through the features. They've been kept to a minimum. Again, pack size and weight, keep all that pack size teeny tiny, keep the weight low, but there are features here to make it practical and usable as well. So starting up at the top, you get a fully insulated helmet compatible hood with a 3-point adjustment. So it's got a volume reducer in the back and 2 side draw cords, and then you've got a little stiffened visor at the front with a wired peak on it, which just makes it more adjustable, particularly if you're wearing spectacles. It just stops the peak dropping down over your eyes. So I just whipped the jacket off. I just want to show you that with the hood as well, you can roll it down and just secure it with the end of the volume reducer at the back. There's a little plastic hook. You bring that over and hook it onto that little bit of elastic by the label. If you want to secure it, you can just pull the elastic through, tighten it up on the core cord, and that just creates a nice warm collar, stops the hood from flapping around in the wind. Moving down onto the front zip, you've got a YKK Vislon zip, one of those nice plastic zips that won't freeze up. It's a 2-way zip. Open it up from the bottom, and there's even a little popper down there. So if you do the popper up, like so, it means the jacket doesn't flap around if you've got it open, so it helps with ventilation. And then behind the zip, there's a little lightweight wind baffle, stop the wind rattling through the zip, chilling off the chest area. And then up at the top, you've got this nice little micro suede area, just to stop it rubbing on your chin in the cold. So that's the main zip. Pockets wise, you get 2 zipped hand pockets, and they're nice big pockets, and you've got little draw cords on there, little cord pullers, so easy to use with gloves. Great big pockets, easy to get a map, guidebook, etc. And then in this right hand pocket, the reason I was struggling to undo it is because attached to the zip puller is a waterproof stuff sack, and I'll pop the jacket into that. You can see the pack size. That's in the right hand pocket of the jacket. Then up on the top, there's a chest pocket here, big enough for a mobile phone. And then inside on the right hand side, there's a great big mesh dump pocket. Stuff your hat, your gloves, water bottle, stop it freezing in really cold conditions. That fits inside there. Sleeves and arms are pre-curved, articulated for ease of movement, particularly if you're climbing or scrambling and you're lifting your arms up. There's very little lift down at the bottom of the jacket. And then those are finished off just with a neat internal elastication on the inside, which is snug enough over a bare wrist, but stretchy enough to fit over gloves and mitts. And then down at the bottom, you've got dual pull hem draw cord, just a little cord lock on there, just to seal out the drafts around the bottom of the jacket. So just the usual features that you would normally find on a jacket like this. Nothing superfluous. Again, I keep saying it, keeping that pack size and that weight to an absolute minimum. Okay, so how does this this rather lovely toasty warm Montane anti-freeze jacket fit? Well, if you're familiar with our videos, you will know that I am 6'3", I've got a 42-inch chest, 34-inch waist, and I weigh about 13.5 stone. And to be honest, this is a really nice fit. Really impressed. I've not tried one of these on before, so this is the first time wearing it. And I'm really impressed. I've struggled in the past a little bit with Montane's fit, but this is great. I'd call this a kind of an active fit, if you like. It's not too tight and tapered and kind of pointy and technical fit. It's not a regular kind of big baggy square fit. It's just a really good, efficient fit, meaning that the filling, that insulation, that lovely hyper dry down is as close to your body as possible to maximise the warmth and the insulation. But there is room for layers underneath, so I've got on an Arc'teryx Satoro base layer. I've got an ME switch jacket under here, and that's kind of my go-to setup for winter hill walking, mountaineering, etc. And this doesn't feel big and baggy. You know, it's a neat fit, not too big and baggy, but I could, if I wanted to, squeeze an extra layer underneath. I would be really warm, but I could do it if I wanted to. But it's also not so big as well that you couldn't throw a Gore-Tex shell over the top. It's a really good fit, actually. I really like it. Plenty of room around the shoulders and around the chest. It's nice and long in the body as well. Being tall, I often struggle with this, so it comes right down. Harry and I were commenting on this earlier because he's got his on. If you could see Harry behind the camera, you could see that he is wearing his Montane anti-freeze jacket as well. And he said it's his go-to jacket for filming because it's packed down really small, fits in his camera bag, and he can whip it out, stick it over the top when he stood around here in the cold, filming me prattling on to you lot. So fit is great, really good. Size large, this is, by the way, did I mention that? This is a size large. So where does it fit in the layering system? Well, I'm not going to tell you how to layer because layering is not a precise science, but this jacket, because of its versatility, because of its low bulk and lightweight, can be used pretty much as a standalone outer on a day like today, which is dry, maybe a little bit damp and drizzly in places, but predominantly dry, but cold, bit of a cool wind blowing up as well. So pop it over a couple of thin layers, wear it as an outer jacket. In really horrendous conditions, you know, freezing, well below zero, snowing, blowing a hoolie, you could pop a waterproof over the top and use this as a mid layer. Or like Harry does, carry it around in your pack. When you stop, when you're stood still for a long period of time, whip it out, throw it over the top of everything else. It's because you're going to get bored of this, aren't you? Because of that brilliant pack size, because of the low weight and the low bulk, that's its kind of optimum performance thing. It lives in your pack and you stop, bring it out, throw it on. Having said that, there's nothing to stop you wearing this as an everyday, really soft, light, easy to wear winter coat. So massively versatile, can be used right throughout the whole layering system. Right, thanks for watching. This has been the Montane anti-freeze jacket, a massively versatile jacket that's suitable for just about everything from bimbling around town, bit of hill walking, Scottish winter, bit of light alpine use. It's a massively versatile and useful jacket. And did I mention that it's got a really good pack size and really low bulk and very low weight? Well, it has, trust me. It's a really comfortable jacket. Harry and I are the Montane anti-freeze twins today. We're both stood up here wearing our jackets because they just work. Harry stood around, he says he's doing nothing, but actually he's working his magic behind the lens, but he's not moving around much, to be fair. And he's nice and warm in his anti-freeze jacket. I'm stood here prodding on at you lot, and yeah, I'm nice and warm too. So it's just a really good, warm, small pack size, low weight, low bulk jacket that's useful for just about everything. So thanks very much for putting up with my rather protracted video. Sorry it's taken a little longer than usual. I just wanted to get across how this jacket's got such a good pack size, low weight, low bulk. If you've enjoyed it, give us a thumbs up. And as usual, if you have any comments or questions, pop them in the section below. It's always good to hear from you. And now I'm going to go back to the car and have a cup of coffee and warm my feet up. And yeah, just go home. Thanks a lot. Toodaloo.